Okay, let's preview the Millwall game now against Watford this weekend. Good evening, Will. Good to have you back. How are you?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not bad yourself.
Yeah, good thing. Let's wind the clock back to last Saturday lunchtime against Preston. First of all, Preston scored first, but then you grew into the game and equalised. And could you have won that one?
I reckon it could have gone either way, really. Like I said in the last thing, I thought it was going to be a scrappy game anyway. It was going to be um, that one team was going to nick it, or it was going to be a draw. Realistically, it's a good result considering what happened. I take a point away, not too bad. We then moved forward to Blackburn. We looked a lot better, like a lot better. Their first goal was offside. Should have been a penalty as well, but we moved. We'll go with that. But to be fair, even though we lost the game, we looked at it and you're like, all right, we do look okay. Maybe the sheer panic of it all going before wasn't as bad. And you look at the squad and you actually realistically look at it, you're thinking, all right, we might be all right. We just need to get the right person in. But then I can't. It's going to be Muscott, like I said to you in the last one before. Who else is realistically going to do that? I see something the other day that apparently we've approached Neil Warnock. Could I ever see Neil Warnock again in a Millwall tracksuit? Highly doubt it. So there's the names that are around that like if it was another club but Millwall, you might see us get that person. But the people that are around, they're not really people you'd associate with Millwall in the slightest.
Yeah. Talk about the Blackburn game a little bit for me because I watched a little bit. Well, I've watched the highlights. Obviously, you were there and saw the whole thing. Blackburn obviously looked a little bit more fluid than Millwall, but the long balls up to Bradshaw, they seem to be having persistence with this approach, and most of those balls don't seem to stick. And therefore, obviously, the ball gets returned to the goalkeeper or the defender, and you lose possession. What is it with that? Surely it's time to give it up now, isn't it?
I think by looking at Adam Barrett's taken over, it seems to be reverting back to sort of like the Harris style football that we used to see. That was that long ball again when we had Gregory up front. Seems to be the same sort of system. Like if we're going to play that game, at least have a striker that can maybe get ahead of them defenders. Like I mean, these are not exactly tall strikers that we've had in the past, like in the past, in it and not doing it now. Seems like we're reverting back to that. But like I said, didn't think we played overly that badly. There was obviously that points there you would say, yeah, we could have done better, but it could have been worse. I don't actually looking at it now. I think, like I said to you, I think all it is now is finding stability.
Yeah.
Is the Suns chairman going to be all boisterous and try and throw himself into this? And it could really work. Like I said to you before, it could be one of the best things that's ever happened, or it could go the opposite way.
Yeah.
I think, and now we've got coming up against Watford, where they've won the last two games, but then they're sort of equal wins, equal draws, equal losses. Again, it's another game that could realistically, I'd say, go either way.
Yeah. And just a word on Mitchell because there's a lot of fans that I saw were a little bit frustrated that it's back in the team and don't seem having a place. And actually, once he went off against Blackburn, he looked a better side. What's your view on that particular setup?
Um, I don't know. I think that we're just lacking something. It's like desire. I don't know whether you look at it. Sometimes you look at players and you look and they really want to play for the team. I don't really think any of these players really look like they want to play in a Millwall shirt. I think at the end of the day, they look like they're just there to collect their wages. But like I say, it's not that bad. I think, like I said, you get the right person in. You've got a good group of players. You get them motivated, and like I said, you get a setup. It will work. I think we could really flow into something. But again, it's crucial who they appoint and whether it clicks to the players or whatnot.
Okay. And then just a final one. How good is Norton Coffey?
He is a very, very good player. I reckon we can see better from him. But he's the sort of player that we want, I think.
Yeah, you'll hang on to him because the performances have been, really consistent. But if you're down in the bottom, then he's going to get picked up, isn't he, by other teams?
Pardon, sorry, I couldn't get that. It all went a bit muffly there.
Sorry. So say, do you think you'll hang on to him because clearly he's one of the standout performers for you this year?
Past the loan spell, I don't know. It's not like I said, it's Millwall. A lot of seems to be a club that would take these a lot of players on loan after time, and you never really seeing them again. Yeah, and again, you don't really want to get attached to a loan player. But yeah, I'd like to see him there. That would be a great Millwall signing. Probably get is if we, it's like I said, if we don't get the right person, don't get the right sort of system, he won't stay on us past his loan period. I don't think.
All right, Watford this weekend. You did the double over them last season. So, what are you hopeful for this week?
I think we've got a chance of winning it, but I think also they have as well. I think it's again when you look at us, it's similar sort of results we've had. Had a few more defeats lately, but similar sort of positions in the table, equal on points, matter of 3 goals difference between us. I'd like to say 2-1, 2-1 to us.
Let's bring in Aaron and let's find out what he's going to say. Thank you, Will. Stay there one sec. Right, you two then. How's it going to go? Watford, Millwall. Millwall had the better of Watford last year, didn't they, Will? You see that happening again?
Yes. Even though they're on a bit of the art, like I said, I don't think we particularly played well. I think it's going to be a pretty even game, but I can see us getting this one. To be honest, I can see this being the game that sort of sets us a bit off to a bit more of a stable sort of play and stable sort of steady winning draw. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Well, okay, Aaron. Come back to that then.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. I think they more than had our number last year. The away game was absolutely sickening. It's one of the first times at a football match. I think I didn't even bother coming out to the stand for the second half. I stayed in the concourse. It was that bad. It was an absolute nightmare. Look, like I said, these 2 wins. Hey, we weren't perfect in them, but the confidence boost cannot be understated. They look like a different team out there as players, in the sense that they're going the extra mile and they're really fighting for each other. And I think that can only lead to a much better performance. I think we can win this game. Obviously, Mill haven't got a manager yet, I believe. I'm hoping that still sort of unsettles them a little bit. Definitely got to watch out for Zian Fleming. I think he's quality. But no, I think I think we'll win 2-1.
All right. Right. We'll wish you both luck then. Watford against Millwall. Enjoy the game, both of you. Behave yourselves as well. And we'll catch up with you both next week. All right. Cheers, fellas.
Right, see you later, Mark.
Thanks.